Hey there, Al's Coin Hunt here. Got this $200 stack of ones here. I'm gonna do dollar note hunt number 11. So dollar note hunt number 11. We're gonna go through $200 now. And since we're trying to go through and be more discerning on the dollars and try to find some really good errors that could be potentially valuable, or fancy serial numbers, or any other items that could make these bills sell for more. You may notice here that I've got some fives here. Both of these came out of the ATM I was using, and what happened was it just kept giving me fives instead of ones. So I ended up just, looking through them while I was at the teller at the ATM, and I found a couple here. So I have these notes here. One is a low serial number, and then also this one was a birthday note, 1707-0418. So I ended up keeping those two. So those are kind of bonus finds for this dollar note hunt. Hopefully this is a good start to finding some really cool bills. So I'm gonna go look through this and stop when we find anything cool or something that is very valuable or could be valuable. And then we'll do a summary at the end. So let's stay tuned, and best of luck on this $200 note hunt. Okay, just gonna go through the bills that I found so far. Took a brief pause, and here's what I found so far. So these newer bills, these 2017As, they've been quite a few errors on them. They're brand new. I'm starting to see this offset print error a little bit more, and I think if you see my dollar note hunt number 9, I go through this quite a bit with a note that was pretty dark, and but as far as the printing, it does look a little offset. See a lot of this printing on the back here, and so I'm gonna continue to research that. But that bill is an example of that offset printing a little bit. And then I've got a stack of these all sequential, so 6-3, 6-2, 6-1, all the way from to 5-6, so 5-9, 5-6. All of them have the overinked 8. So the overinked 8 here on these, a little bit offset printing as well on the back on all of these. So it's a pretty common thing. I think these are rare, the newest notes that have been printed, probably end of last year. But I've got all of these in a row, so I'm gonna research this and see if the sequential numbering is something valuable. Otherwise, I'll pull out the ones that have the most overinking. So there's some overinking and smearing on here, as well as some bleed through as well through the notes. So I'll pull those out. The rest of these I have here this one was a low serial number. That was pretty good. This one here was a backward run. So we have a backward run of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's pretty cool. We're gonna research that one and see if that's potentially valuable. Otherwise, just cool. This one here was 8 unique digits, but the note's not very good, especially on the right side here. The note's pretty beat up, but that's pretty cool. 8 unique digits is pretty good. We've got a few of these here as well that were almost broken ladder. I like to pull those out. These two right here, the broken ladders, 1 digit off from being a broken ladder. So this one had 2 6s in it. If one of those was a 9 or a 1, then we would have had 8 consecutive digits for a broken ladder. And then this one the same here. If we had one of these zeros was a different number, a 3, you'd have more of eight unique digits there. So there's that. And then these ones here, overinking on the 3, spilling over. So not just normal overinking, but it's kind of spilled over a little bit. Got some duplicates in there as well, so I thought I'd keep that one. And then this one here, we have our odometer or gas pump stuck digit, especially on this one here. The 3 is a little bit high. The 2's misaligned as well. So I thought I'd pull that one out. Some smearing going on, and the 9's a little overinked, but anyway, that's what we found so far in this hunt. I'm gonna keep looking, and we'll bring you back in once we get more finds. on the 7 and the 8 here, both sides. So we'll keep this one. Not sure if this also has the some of that printing error, but seeing that is a little more common. But we'll definitely check this one out. All right, so we got a broken ladder here, 0 through 7, and you can also see that the 4 is over inked a little bit too. But yeah, broken ladder, nice find so far in this hunt. We'll keep on looking. Lots of over inking here on the 5, and the numbers seemed off a little bit, so I'll keep that one and research it. And this one, because of the forward run here, 3, 4, 5, and the multiple 5s here, I'm going to keep this one and see if this is something cool or potentially more valuable. And we also have a gas pump 2 here as well, and so we'll keep that. A lot of people are keeping these notes that have the birth date in it, but it's not exactly a birth date note. And so I'll take a look at that, especially if it's a note that has a significant date, something in the 90s, and also if it has that 1776 date. I think that's something that people like. So this is almost a birthday note here, but I'll keep it anyway and research this some more. And here we have a 2001 note. Don't see these very often. This this serial number is really overstamped, over inked, and a pretty low serial number, so I'll keep that one as well. Here we have a misaligned odometer gas pump digits here, so this going down the other way, so usually you see it going up, but this one it's going down a little bit, so that's something interesting. I think I'll keep it. All right, so we got here a birthday note again. Looks like this is the birthday note hunt so far. 0600-1908, so June 1908. So we'll keep that one and see if this is valuable. It isn't a very good note, very old and beat up, but we'll check it out anyway. All right, so now we've got our first trinary note, almost a binary here with this 3. If this was a 0 or 5, then we would have a binary. Lots of zeros in here is a good 5 zeros, so it's a very low serial number as well. And we're also seeing this is a 2017 A note. I'm seeing more of this offset printing issue here, so it could be a very common thing that's happened lately. So I have another video up, Dollar Note Hunt number 9, where I go through this, and someone in the comments said that it was because of baby oil that made it look greener. So that may have been the case, but I've got some of these that I've flagged in eBay, and we'll check that out. But otherwise, regardless, this is still a pretty fancy serial number here, trinary with a low sum, and so we'll definitely check that one out, and happy to find it. Okay, we're back, and we got the final summary for this Dollar Note Hunt number 11, and we've got more than dollars here. Actually, we've got some 5s as well that we started off with this video on, and I just wanted to show you the whole universe of what we have here. So I did throw in a 10 here. I'm not sure if that was just from like change or whatnot, but this 10 had 8 unique digits. I did research it on eBay and some other sites and found that probably wasn't valuable, and it's because it's a higher denomination, and so you want to really have a ladder here or a broken ladder to have that have some value, in my opinion. So, of course, this is all my opinion. This is all educational purposes as well, and basically documenting my journey on this note collecting habit of mine. so yeah, so these fives here, I did keep these. This one I thought was a low serial number, and looking at the low serial number, this is the low sum, so the serial number sum is low, and I think you need to have that under 10. So a sum of 10 and below would be good, and then also a low serial number with leading zeros, so more zeros the better. So if you had leading zeros or trailing zeros, I think that would be good. Unfortunately, this one did not have the trailing zeros as much. They're all low digits, but there's also kind of a date note here as well, but eventually this will probably get sent back, unfortunately. It is a good note, good quality note. And then this 5 we talked about earlier was the birthday note, so we'll definitely keep that one and research that date some more. The star note that I had, this one wasn't very rare, unfortunately. It had 3.2 million run and a 10.3 million total print run, but it's still worth a few dollars over face just because it's a star note. So star notes are always good. So we got those there. This one here, these ones were the 2017 A notes. I had another video and short on this, and as I go through this process, I'm learning more about these new notes that are being printed. This offset print error that I went over earlier seems to be more common in the newer notes. I didn't see it in the older notes, but it does pop up every once in a while. The inking on the back and the offset printing is very minor. It's still something to look for, especially if you got some ink splattering. So I see that a little bit here, the ink splattering over the D area here. So I like to keep those and research those some more. They may or may not be more valuable than face. This one here as well had some issues with it, offset printing on the back, especially just the inking over here, just all the way through the top. So sometimes you see that, sometimes you don't. As far as I can tell, this is pretty normal stuff, unfortunately, with this 2017 A notes. So I'm learning this as I go, and so I'm basically saying I'm going to keep researching it, but I don't think that they'll have much more value, especially if you've got a set of notes here. Like I've got 10 or so notes here that are all consecutive as well. So these are the new notes, probably printed last year, where you've got over-inking issues, but they're very common. So the more common the issues are, then the less valuable they are, because they're just common in these bills. And so just as we go, this is an evolving thing. This happens in coins as well, where the new coinage that gets minted has errors on it, but then it becomes more common, so then the errors become less valuable. So in this situation here with the multiple consecutive notes, I am seeing the face of George Washington here has a mark on it, and this is a bleeding error. So this is something that I think is more valuable, because you have some bleeding coming through from the back to the front. So this marking here is on George Washington's face. That's actually from the 1 in the back. So this is the N. The N, see how the N is dark? The marking on the N is dark. Those dark markings are coming through to the front. So that's the offset printing. There's just the front coming through to the back, and the back coming through to the front. And so I'm seeing that on some of these. So I'm going to collect those still. I don't think I will keep the consecutive serial number digits, just because there's nothing really, like if they were consecutive fancy serial numbers or consecutive star notes, then you would have more value. But these consecutive ones here may not have more value in their totality and together, but individually there may be some that have that bleed through error or over inking or ink splattering, and those ones I'll keep and see if those sell. And so we'll definitely keep looking at those. This one here was our only gas pump odometer. I've gone over the odometer and gas pump in prior videos, so please check those out. But basically the digit is stuck here and the 3 is higher, so those do sell on eBay for a few dollars over face. So the rest of the errors here, these are the over inking errors. So I pulled these out because the inking is pretty egregious. You'd like them to be filled in, so maybe if these numbers were filled in a little bit more, you would have more value. But I still think they're still valuable. That, you know, the inking on this 3 where the ink's kind of spilling over outside of the number, I think those are valuable. I think something that is unique. And as I go through this more, if this becomes something where it's just a common thing, especially with the third digits in the notes. And so you always see that on the 2013 notes as well, with the third digit being over inked on both sides. So if that becomes more common, then I'll collect less of those as well. So those are the over inking errors there. And then this was our best note of the find of the search, was this broken ladder 0 through 7. So broken ladder 0 through 7, that's definitely going to be a good find and sell for around $10. These 2 here are the 8 unique digits, so I think in the dollars and the fives, the 8 unique digits would sell more. I've seen people sell these in bunches as well, like a group of 4 unique digits, that kind of thing. So I think those are still valuable. One of the better fancy serial numbers of this bunch was the low serial number here as well, and the zeros. So this one, if we had leading zeros or trailing, we do have some trailing zeros here, but this is a low serial, fancy serial number, trinary. Definitely going to sell that for around $10 as well, if not more. And then this one had our backward run of 5, 6, 7, 8. You always hope that, you know, the numbers in the serial were mixed so that you'd have more of that, but can't complain. We'll see if that sells as well on eBay for a few dollars. And then finally we have our birthday notes. These were the ones that I'm going to continue to research and see if these are valuable. This one had the 1776 in it, also the over ink 3, but there was a piece of tape here, and so you could see it's still sticky because someone had put masking tape there. So I removed it. Hopefully that doesn't affect value too much. This is a 1947. So these ones are slightly off by a digit or so, but I've seen these still sell on eBay because of the dates in the notes. This one here is pretty good. It's probably one of the better birthday notes because of the 1908 date, and then it says the 1994 date in it. So we'll see if that sells. I don't know if this one would sell more than, you know, these other ones because of the 1900s dates, and the 1776 obviously is a key date in American history. And then this one, finally summing up here, this one was the 2001 note that had some over inking as well in the serial, but I don't think that it will sell much. It's just a better 2001 note, and I like those. I like to keep them, but yeah, definitely over inking in the whole serial number on the bottom there, but I don't know if that'll sell. So that's the hunt for today. Dollar note hunt number 11. Thanks for watching and sticking with me through these videos. I appreciate it. I appreciate all the support. Appreciate all the subscribers and those that like the videos as well. Please check out my other videos on note hunting on this channel, and we'll have more content coming soon. So again, thanks for watching. Please like, follow, and subscribe, and we'll talk to you next time. Take care.